A Collin County woman is charged with animal cruelty after investigators say they found 3 dozen dead animals on the property where she lived. They say there were 12 dead horses, 24 dead dogs. A handful of other animals found alive were turned over to animal services to be cared for. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager talked with a neighbor who actually notified authorities about this animal cruelty case. Peyton.
Heather, and when investigators arrived on scene last week, some of the horses were complete skeletons, indicating that their deaths were not recent. Now, according to the Collin County Sheriff's Office, since 2019, there have been 16 calls of animal complaints or animal cruelty to this exact home. This week, investigators made a gruesome discovery on a Collin County property. A dozen dead horses and 25 dead dogs. 22-year-old Rachel Sword sits in the Collin County jail facing animal cruelty charges. According to an arrest warrant affidavit Fox 4 obtained on Friday, deputies received a tip on July 29th to visit the property. Investigators say they smelled an immediate odor and then located dozens of dead animals in various stages of decay. Some dogs were in pens that had no shade from the sun. Other dogs were in crates covered in maggots. The affidavit says Sword's grandparents owned the property and told deputies they assumed Sword was taking care of all the animals. Investigators were pointed to the RV Sword lived in on the east side of the home. Inside, there were more dead dogs. When a search warrant was executed on August 1st by investigators and Collin County Animal Control, Sword told deputies she and her daughter stay in the RV. Sword also admitted she was in charge of caring for the animals, but blamed depression due to her husband's recent suicide for not feeding them.
It was unnecessary.
Deanne Murillo is affiliated with many North Texas animal rescue organizations and is a former volunteer cruelty investigator. Murillo lives just down the road from the property. She found out about the arrest through her neighborhood Facebook group, and she says she was shocked.
And it's horrific, and it was unnecessary. I'm so pissed. I would like to see her slapped as hard as it's possible through the law.
Now, 2 dogs, 2 horses, a cow, a bearded dragon, a snake, and 2 frogs were all found alive. They were taken to animal control. Now, we reached out to the Collin County Animal Shelter today for an interview. They referred us to the Collin County Sheriff's Office, only telling us that the animals who were found alive are in the animal control custody right now. They are in the shelter, and they are being taken care of.
As we were starting to do our interview for Trackdown, it went down.
Sean Rabb was there when police moved in to arrest a violent criminal suspect. But that's not the end of this week's trackdown. Police still need help to find his accused accomplice. The Tarrant County Fugitive Task Force was looking for 3 people from a shootout in White Settlement Saturday. Those are the suspects in this week's trackdown. Good evening. I'm Clarice Tinsley. One suspect was picked up Tuesday night by police. The second man taken in just as Fox 4's Sean Rabb was on the street.
Each trackdown has its own story. This one is perhaps the most unique we've covered so far. With me is White Settlement Police Chief Chris Cook. Chris, what happened? What's going on here?
Yeah, we just arrested one of our 3 shooting suspects. Right now, we were getting ready to profile him with your show. This is John Thomas Aguilar. He's the one on the video that you see shooting at the scene.
It's like the camera's behind his head.
Correct.
As we were setting up to start recording our trackdown segment, we saw your officer start moving and the task force officer start moving right past us.
Yeah, we were going to set up on the house. We knew he was inside his residence. Sometimes bad guys have other plans. He got in his car and left. And so we made the decision to do a high-risk felony traffic stop because, again, he's wanted in a very serious shooting involving multiple persons.
He's in custody.
Yeah, we got him.
Police pulled this weapon from Aguilar's truck. Tuesday night, Angel Pimienta arrested for the same shooting Saturday, July 29th.
And so we've got one suspect remaining, Jason Davis. He is the main guy that we want to get in custody. He's out on bond, multiple felonies from across North Texas, including Fort Worth, Grand Prairie, Arlington, you name it. This was a very egregious shooting, lots of rounds, running gun battle that started on a residential street, ended up on multiple streets. We have multiple homes, multiple cars struck. It's a miracle no one was seriously injured or killed. Jason Davis is public enemy #1 for our community. We don't know where he's at, but we know someone will recognize this photo, will recognize his name, and do the right thing and call us.
And who do they need to contact?
They need to contact 817-246-7070, White Settlement PD, Sergeant Person. This work is unfolding right behind us, and it shows really the danger element that sometimes our communities face, and that's why we need people like you to help us get these people back in jail.
As White Settlement Police and the Tarrant County Task Force try to track down all of those involved in violent gun crimes here in Tarrant County.
The daughter of a 77-year-old woman murdered in her apartment last week says detectives told her her mother was not the intended target. Yesterday, Fort Worth police arrested 18-year-old Aaron Wooden for the shooting death of Ora Griffin. Police still have not revealed a motive for the shooting. A vigil was held tonight for Griffin. Fox 4's Amelia Jones is live in Fort Worth. Amelia.
Heather, Wynette Griffin says she's happy that police caught the person they say killed her mother, but she says closure may never happen.
She was always that person to wanted to honor people.
Now it's Wynette Griffin's turn to honor her mom.
Healing from this, I don't see that ever happening, like ever.
Fort Worth police say 77-year-old Ora Griffin was shot and killed inside her apartment on Carroll Oaks Lane last Friday morning. This week, police arrested and charged 18-year-old Aaron Charles Wooden with her murder.
I am happy that we have someone and that we will have justice for the reason of her passing, but not justice for her life, for who she was, for what she gave. No.
Wynette says the family has no connection to Wooden. From the beginning, she told detectives she believed her mom was wrongfully targeted.
You know, you're talking about my mom and who she was. Being targeted is not something she would be.
Fort Worth police told us they could not confirm this information since it's still an active investigation. However, Wynette says detectives told her they believe her mom was not the intended target.
If you weren't sure, why would you not be sure? Why do you feel it was okay to take anyone's life?
But police have not said anything about who they believe Wooden was after and how they tracked him down and linked him to the murder. Some of the many questions Wynette still wants answered.
He took a good person from the world, like she poured into the world. She poured into people.
Family members got together to honor Ora Griffin's 77 years of life.
I don't think I'll ever have closure.
Filling her home with light where darkness tried to take over.
Keep a light burning for here.
Wooden is charged with murder. He is currently at the Tarrant County Jail being held on a $200,000 bond. We asked Fort Worth police if there were any other suspects in this case. We have not heard back.
An innocent driver was the victim of a road rage shooting in Dallas involving 2 other drivers. The shooting victim was recently released from the hospital, and police are still searching for the shooter. Let's go to Fox 4's Peyton Yeager, who had the chance to talk with the victim. Peyton.
Heather, and Chris Randerson, he's only been out of the hospital for a few days, and now that he's out, he wants the suspect identified and caught. He says he spoke to Dallas detectives. He says he was an innocent victim who was in a road rage shooting at the wrong place and the wrong time.
I've got a vertical incision just with 27 staples holding it together.
Life is different inside Chris and Christina Randerson's Arlington home, but the couple says it's life that almost was lost.
Or what if the trajectory would have taken it higher into my head or neck? I think about all those things at night.
Chris Randerson remembers driving eastbound on I-30 back on July 21st, headed to work. When he exited Loop 12 North in West Dallas just after 6 a.m., he says he witnessed a fender-bender chain reaction, which turned into a shooting.
And where there's 2 lanes that come together, there was this old car that did a brake check on a brand new Corvette. The Corvette rear ends this guy, and then he also gets hit from behind. And this is all happening right as I'm pulling right up next to him. And I'm just gonna go on past and go on to work. When the guy that did the brake check took off. When he took off, he cut right in front of me. At that point, the guy in the vet gets out and starts firing with me in between them, and he just goes right through me.
Where it went into the back of the truck, there's actually 2 holes.
The bullet that struck Chris in the back pierced through the tailgate of his truck, the back seat, and then the front seat. Dallas police tell Fox 4 they did take a report, and the shooting investigation is ongoing. Thanks to adrenaline, Chris says he drove the last mile to work, where his boss rushed him to the hospital.
They were treating me with such urgency that I knew at that point this is serious, and I started getting really scared.
Doctors removed the bullet and fragments from Chris's stomach during emergency surgery. Christina stood by her husband's side all last week in the hospital.
In the last couple of years, I've lost both my parents, and I just not ready to let him go yet.
Randerson was released over the weekend. Now he's back at home, where he says the reality is setting in.
Thankfully, my life will go on, but you know, what happens the next time? You know, the next time he does it, because he didn't get caught the first time, then he does kill someone.
A witness did call 911 the day of the shooting, just saying that he saw that it was a white Corvette and a male shooter, but no one caught a license plate. That's why the Randersons are hoping someone comes forward with dash cam or video or cell phone video and turns it over to police.
Dallas police released dramatic video of the latest officer-involved shooting. This one happened Wednesday at a motel in the Pleasant Grove area. Bullets barely missed an officer, fired from 7 to 10 feet away. So this, in fact, is the 6th time this year that officers have been threatened with a weapon or fired on. Let's go to Fox 4's Sean Rabb, who has the officer's body cam video. Sean.
Yeah, Heather, and we're talking about 2 patrol officers who went to this motel in Pleasant Grove. You know what? It was supposed to be a simple theft investigation. They found themselves in a gun battle, had no idea. Not only that, they were fired on before they could even draw their weapons. He's in there, says the woman leaving the motel room with 2 dogs as Senior Corporal Renee Dominguez enters. There's one man sitting in a chair, another man, Clifford Osmer, standing.
Which one's the one that was trying to come out? The guilty one.
13 seconds after entering the motel room, Dominguez is shot at. The guy in the chair still sitting there, legs crossed, talks, saying, "Hey, I'm not in this."
I'm good. I just got here.
The second officer is David Cortinas. He joined the department in August of last year. On the street just 9 weeks.
345, shots fired.
Osmer, the man who fired first, steps out of the bathroom. Both officers return fire. Osmer is down.
I don't think there's anybody in this room that saw that video that did not feel angst seeing that. To be in a gunfight in close quarters like that, and again, what people think is a routine call.
As the officers are under attack, the door is their shield. In the chaos, a man in an adjacent room becomes a dangerous distraction.
Watch out for my cousin, man! Watch out for my cousin, dude! My cousin's the female in there!
Room 116 is filled with stolen property. Some of it contained tracking devices. That brought police to the Red Crown Inn on CF Hahn Freeway at 9:57 a.m. August 2nd. So let's back up to that point when Senior Corporal Dominguez knocks at the door. Clifford Osmer tries to escape through a window, spotted by rookie Cortinas, pulls his head back in. 41-year-old Osmer is a convicted felon with a long criminal record.
This is what our men and women are facing. This was a career criminal who was desperate, and there's no other way to say it. I can't explain how what was going on in his mind to try to kill a Dallas police officer or a police officer in that scenario. But that is what you witnessed right there.
Dominguez, on the force since 1989, dodged the first shots, drawing on training and experience.
The primary officer, the senior corporal that was in, his main thing when those shots came at him, you could tell he turned and went to cover and then responded. And then again, he didn't fire until he engaged the suspect a second time and visually saw him.
Now, listen to the calm response following the shootout. The officers then helping the badly wounded man who tried to hurt them. Seconds after bullets meant for them fortunately missed.
You know, this is not a choreographed dance. You know, we try to teach our officers and train them the best you can. But with the clutter that's in the room and things are going on, you know, he brought his years of experience into play. It was, and they won that day.
Unbelievable story as it played out in front of you. You got a guy sitting in a chair who doesn't even flinch when bullets are flying. You've got the next door neighbor interfering. Not only that, but you've got Osmer determined to shoot at police. He had a tourniquet in his room for whatever reason, and the officers used that to tie off his arm and stop the bleeding. His gun was stolen. The second time in a week, officers have been shot at with the stolen gun, but lived to tell the story and to protect and defend again.